So I recently did an interview at Fraser's Pub with Brian McDonald of Rivalry Trophy, and I thought while I was there, I had to talk to the owner of Fraser's to get a little more of the story of Fraser's, what's been going on, because I know for many of you out of town, this was your hangout in college, and it was for many active students, student athletes, alums, and it's such a fixture on game day that I wanted to talk to Ron Sartori, the owner of Fraser's Pub, and here is our interview. All right, this is Greg Dooley, and I am at world's famous Ann Arbor legendary institution, Fraser's Pub. You know it, alums know it. It's been here, it hasn't changed that much, and I have the honor of talking to the owner. Ron Sartori is with me, lifelong Ann Arbor resident, and you own this place, and it's really an honor to be here. Thank you very much.
Appreciate the opportunity and glad to have you guys here.
So, you've owned this place for a little while now.
Well, I actually became a partner in the mid 80s, but actually worked here on the weekends and, out of high school.
Wow.
In the early 70s.
When's the first time you walked in here? Do you remember that? Or?
I kind of remember that, yeah. We're about 15 years old, about 3 o'clock in the morning, and we had a key. We came in and we had the girls with us, and we broke every rule there is.
No kidding.
I think the statute is expired by now because that was probably 72.
Wow, so 72.
Yeah, all the stuff you did back then you can't do now, we did. So.
Well, that to me, so as an alumnus, I'm getting a little older now. To me, when I go back to Ann Arbor, you hold on to those things that's the same thing. Nichols Arcade.
Right.
It looks like it looked in 1920s when it was opened. There's a few places that are still around when I was like Rick's and things like that, but this is one of them. Do you get that from people when they come back
Absolutely.
to town and alums?
So we used to have, back then we used to have a bowling machine, but you actually had a bowling machine. It was right over here, and it was 10 cents to play a game, and the pins were there, and you had a ball, and you threw it.
Kind of like skee ball, but with pins.
Yep.
Okay.
And the pins would go up. They didn't knock over, they went up and stuff. And it kept score just like you played a number of different games. And everybody played it. You talked to anybody who ever played it. Now, the game probably went out of here late 70s, but it was here forever. And if you talk to anybody who played it, they'll say one thing. They got a scar on their shin, on their right or left shin. Because you lean up against it and you'd have a scar. And everybody who's played it, you ask them, have you ever played the bowling machine at Fraser's Pub years ago? And they go, oh yeah, and I still got a scar to prove it.
Do you get people from the 70s who maybe haven't been back in decades who wander in here and they tell the story of the waitress or the bartender?
Yeah. I tell people we got people that have met here, and we had a couple here just recently. They were celebrating their 35th wedding anniversary. They met here. They come here every year.
I love it.
On their anniversary night for a drink before they go out.
Right.
We get that all the time. So
now,
a lot of stuff has happened here.
That's right. A lot of stuff has happened. Now, when I was here, and I've talked to a lot of former players as part of my website, which covers Michigan football history, and for a lot of them, especially in the 70s, this was kind of the place because I felt like it was a little off campus, maybe a little bit out of Bo's view. But maybe a little getaway where they wouldn't be maybe seen by everybody. I don't know. But this was kind of the place they went. And is that, do you remember that?
Yeah.
Did you feel that that's kind of when it
So probably in the 70s.
Yeah.
Don't know how far to take this, but it's probably a player's bar.
Okay. Player's bar.
Numerous stories. They get on, a away trip on Friday morning, they're getting on the bus throwing up,
But they were here.
But they were here.
Okay, we're not naming names.
Not naming names.
Now, but Bo's a smart guy, and I heard he had spies and things like that.
Yeah.
Did he know guys were here? Did he have people?
I'm not sure the story, if they ever got caught or anything, but it flipped. Because right now, during the season, we haven't had a player in here, and I can't remember last time a player came in here during the season. in years.
Okay. So
So-
it flipped at some point after
I
Bo
thi-
or at the end of Bo?
Probably the end of Bo,
Okay.
you know, maybe to, you know, beginning of Lloyd in there, where, you know, that as soon as these phones came out, they stopped coming. You know?
Okay. Okay.
Back then there was, you know, you could do a lot more things.
So what I don't see, I don't see the customer changes and things like that. It kind of evolved more to a sports theme back then. But I guess my question is, as someone who's been around so long and known this industry, has your clientele changed?
Yeah,
It,
drastically.
how so?
Well, 2010, Michigan went non-smoking,
Yes. That was a
and
big deal,
people
right?
were going, "Oh, it's going to kill the bar. It's going to do this." We helped us tremendously because you came by yourself to have a beer,
Yes.
hang out with the guys.
Have a smoke, hang out.
Probably have to change clothes before you went in your house. You
Yeah,
know,
absolutely.
guys, oh yeah, I have. My wife has clothes in the garage when I come home from Fraser's. You know,
I remember. Yeah.
when it switched, now you started coming now with your wife, and you would come with your young child for something to eat. Never like that before, but so the not smoking, and for me, I've never been a smoker. That was the greatest thing that ever happened.
Wow.
So, in that aspect, it did change. Kind of the same people, but you know, you're coming with someone else now instead of by yourself.
Yeah, and it's a bit of a different feel. It's a snowy night tonight, and I could barely find a parking spot. So, what do you attribute to the success that it's been Fraser since about 1962, right?
Correct.
It was other businesses before that, but it's here. It's not exactly. It's a busy road enough, but I don't know that you would equate it to a place that gets foot traffic and things like that.
No.
What is it about this place that people keep coming back all these years?
Never figured that out.
Really?
It's just, I just recently put some lights around the outside at nighttime, because if you come from Packard down here, you might not see it.
Yeah.
You know,
You're going pretty fast.
we made some changes from about 2013. I rebranded, changed the roof, changed the sign. Wanted to make a lot of changes, but not change the inside. So we put a lot of money in this place. You know, the landscape, parking lot, chairs, just kitchen, coolers, and because I could feel it was changing. We're busier. So one guy came by. He stopped in one time. He goes, "No, I've been living down here for 3 years down in Georgetown.
Sure.
Drove by, never knew this place was here.
Never knew.
Never knew."
But you.
Because he stopped at the bank next door,
Oh
and
my
he
God.
looked and he goes, "What?" Then he came in and he goes, "Now you're not getting rid of me now." But you know, you think about that stuff and you go, how many people are here that come, and then how many people around here never heard of us or never seen us? If you ask someone, you know, we're Fraser's, you think everybody's going to know. Not everybody knows, because you know, there's a lot of people in Ann Arbor that are here 4 years or 5
That's
years
true.
with
Yeah.
the university.
Yep.
We're not for everybody, you know. So, but we always are getting new customers, and I'm not sure how or why, but you
Wow.
know, they keep coming. I mean, we've been up. I mean, we had our best year last year, which beat the
Your
previous
best
year,
year was last year.
which beats the previous year, which beat the previous year.
In an age when people think establishments like this are getting beaten by takeout and carry-out services, and maybe
Right.
you benefit from that,
Yep.
but your best year was last year. Wow. I can, just talking to you and getting to know you a little bit, I almost sense like this is almost more than a business for you. Is this
Yeah.
more like this is almost?
Well, when I bought, all the Frasers are gone now, and after the
Fraser
buy,
family.
yeah, Fraser family. After the buyout, you know, I recommitted, and you got to be here. You know, I'm here 7 days a week. At some point throughout the day, everybody's going, "Why don't you take off? Why don't you go?" You know, I'm gone for a few weeks in the summer. You know, maybe a little bit in the winter, but you got to be here, and it's a commitment. And I'm the kind of person, if if something fails, I want to take responsibility for it.
Okay.
I don't want it to screw up because I neglected it, even though that would be my responsibility. I want to be the one to make the mistake. I don't want them making the mistake.
Right.
So that's why I'm here as much as I am. Not much at nighttime. Glad to come down tonight. That's not a problem.
Thank you.
But so.
And you've got good staff. And I recognize a few of the people. I used to come to lunch with a buddy here, I don't know, a long time ago, and I recognize some of the ladies and stuff behind the bar. You must have a pretty
So
good
of
staff.
all the assets I have here, there's nothing more valuable than the wait staff
Yeah.
and the kitchen. And the second asset is you guys, the customers that come in here. So,
Wow.
it's not about me. I just try to set everybody up for success. And, if they don't know who I am, I'm good with it. If they know, that's fine. But just come in and enjoy yourself. And
So I talk about football a lot and history. It's such a big part of Ann Arbor. I guess I'll close with this. I do sense that for many, many people, friends of mine who are from out of town who come to games, this is the spot they go. I've been here at 8, whatever it is, when you open for a big game. It's crazy. And you can feel it. You can feel it here.
so we got different games, different crowds. So back to 2010 non-smoking, I said, well, why don't we do breakfast on the weekends? Non-smoking now, because you're coming with your wife. The neighborhood, there's, besides over here, there's not that much breakfast. So weekends we're open for breakfast at 8:30.
Yeah.
And neighbors walk down here. In the summer they can sit over there outside and stuff. So I started that, and it's big now because it's a full menu for breakfast, but only on the weekends. So now when football Saturdays, when we're packed, you just can't do breakfast 6 times a year.
No.
Because they'd be, you got to do it every weekend.
Oh, 'cause
do it
you're
all the time.
expecting it now. Yeah.
Because they, the kitchen can't produce something they only do once in a while.
Okay. Oh,
So
I got it.
they're trained. They know what to do. They know how busy it is. So they're prepared. So some games are different, but we're always full. This year, Michigan State, Ohio State, we open, on noon games, we open at 8 o'clock.
8. And it's packed.
And at 7:30, we had 100 people both times outside, And the girls are funny. They're just looking out the window, and I'm going, well, let me, no, it's not 8 o'clock yet, so we're not going to let them in yet. Which is hard. You got 100. We fill up in 10 minutes. Every seat's full.
Wow.
So now you got to take, Bloody Marys and stuff and orders. And I tell them, I go, tell your tables, if they know what they want, get the order in so we can get the stuff.
Yeah, sure.
But they know the game's at noon, so there's some time.
I love
Compared to the 7 o'clock basketball game and people get here at 5:30, then we got an hour to feed everybody and cash them out, and it's a trick sometimes. So.
It's amazing. I just, the thing is, I guess for those out of town, I'm happy to report that Fraser's is not only here, it's thriving. It had its best year ever. Ron, this is awesome. For people out of town, come in, come see what it is. It's the beauty of it is it's going to look the same when you walk in. It has the same feel, but you have all kinds of new beer, all kinds of new food, but it gives you that feel of like, hey, I'm back home in Ann Arbor.
Yes.
That's beautiful. All right. Thank you so much
Appreciate
for doing
it.
this.
Thanks
All
for coming in.
Thanks, Ron.
Thank you.